Alright, y'all, I'm sure it's been a long day of learning, and maybe the last thing you want to do is learn more, but I'm encouraged by the fact that so many people have shown up because it shows to me just how much education means to all y'all, too. And bear with me, given that there is a PowerPoint now, because I am a teacher, and I love teaching very much. I did witness what transpired on March 4th, and the day after the events, I put together a chronology that I then distributed to a number of people because I kept hearing from individuals, you know, well, what happened? What happened? And, you know, and the media is saying all this stuff, and so, you know, rather than keep answering every single individual who asked me, I put it together because, again, what can I say? I'm a teacher. And what I wanted to do was to, you know, I openly said, well, this is my firsthand account of what happened, and here is the video footage that we have, and I encourage you all now to be able to put it into context and formulate informed opinions about what you are seeing in the video coverage as well. And tonight we are going to see a little bit of video footage, and there is also quite a bit of video footage up on YouTube, which I encourage y'all to access as well. Alright, so for starters, I would like for us to review at this point what our Chancellor, how he has responded to what has occurred. Now on March 5th, and note too, as we all know, Chancellor Santiago was not present for any of these events on March 4th. Now, for starters, in the email that he sent out to all of us that y'all received as well on March 5th, he says, our university respects free speech and encourages all members of our campus community to voice their opinions. It is in the spirit of open exchange of ideas and opinions that make UWM a great place for constructive dialogue to occur and higher education to take place. UWM, however, has no tolerance when speech is replaced with violence. And violence does appear more than once in this message that he sent out as well. That is what happened yesterday on our campus when several individuals, some who are our students and others who are not, punched and kicked and threw ice chunks and snowballs at UWM police officers who were engaged in their duty of safeguarding university people and property. One UWM officer suffered a leg injury during the demonstration, and I explained in my chronology when to the best of my knowledge, this police officer injured himself. All right, continuing with his email, he also said, as a result of yesterday's violence, 15 individuals, 13 students, and 2 non-students, but it's also important to stress that one of these non-students is actually a UWM alum, were arrested for violations of the law. Laws violated include unlawful assembly, disorderly conduct, and throwing hard objects. For these individuals who demonstrated no respect for our campus community, we will pursue legal action, and for the students, we will review whether any university rules were violated that require additional action according to Chapter UWS 17, Student Non-Academic Disciplinary Procedures, and Chapter UWS 18, Conduct on University Lands. Now, if you read through Chapter UWS 17, Student Non-Academic Disciplinary Procedures, and these are accessible to everyone in case you would like to look these up and again formulate your own opinions about what's transpiring, you can look them up here. Now, given the, as you read through these, you will see that the disciplinary sanctions that can be imposed range from a written reprimand all the way to expulsion from the university. Now, given the potentially severe disciplinary sanctions, those arrested and/or issued citations at this point are encouraged to consult legal representation and also to be wary of what you say because it can become incriminating evidence. And we are very concerned about the possible repercussions of these events and what can happen to students because, again, we care very much about the students and the fact that these were some of the very best students that we had here at UWM as well. If you seek legal representation, and if you do in fact seek legal representation, Emilio De Torre with ACLU. Emilio, can you please raise your hand? And we encourage you all to as again, we try to rally around and help out our students and two non-students, one of whom is an alum, as we try to help them and in the face of these very harsh charges that can potentially occur. All right, now the laws violated appear in Chapter 18. So, hope everybody's taking notes in case you want to look these up. All right, so in Chapter 18, it is UWS 18 Conduct on University Lands, and you can find, and again, these are in the order of what Chancellor Santiago spelled out in his email about the charges, or the laws that have been violated. First one is unlawful assembly, the second one is disorderly conduct, and the third is throwing hard objects. Now, if you do read the Chapter 18, you'll see that snowballs are included as hard objects. All right, moving onwards. And as I pointed out earlier too, Chancellor Santiago has repeatedly stressed the violent acts that took place on that day as well. We're going to look at footage again to help you come to your own conclusions, and we are also going to have a number of people read their own eyewitness accounts of what happened that day too. Another thing that I want to point out to y'all is in Chapter 17 that Chancellor Santiago cited under student non-academic disciplinary procedures. At the end of the policy statement, it explicitly says, "Nothing in this chapter is intended to restrict students' constitutional rights, including rights to